Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Deb Headley. I am a freshly self-employed pianist and a full-time college student at Berklee School of Music Online. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through each course that I'm taking, what I'm getting out of each one, and why I ultimately chose Berklee School of Music Online in the first place. All right, so let's start from the top. I enrolled in Berklee Online back in 2024 as a part-time student, but recently took on full-time this semester, which runs from April to the end of June. The current degree I am going to obtain is called Music Interdisciplinary Studies. What that is a build-your-own major option at Berklee Online, and I'm focusing on piano performance with music business and a heavy emphasis on business and technology. I'm currently taking 4 classes this semester, starting with Music Business Trends and Strategies, Music Business Finance, Creative Fundamentals of Entrepreneurship, and lastly, Music Production Analysis. So let's start with the first course of this semester, which is Music Business Trends and Strategies. This course is basically a deep dive into how the modern music industry works. We're talking about things like licensing, publishing, streaming, marketing, touring, basically all of the moving parts behind the music industry scene. In this class, I recently wrapped up a research paper on publishing, and until that exact moment, I had no idea how fascinating that topic can be, especially when you incorporate artificial intelligence and just how that is working into today's very fast-paced industry. So far, one of the biggest takeaways for me in this class is understanding how the industry is constantly evolving, especially on streaming platforms, social media, new revenue models, and of course, artificial intelligence. All right, right into the next one. This one is Music Business Finance. I'll admit this one is important and honestly something a lot of musicians overlook. Music Business Finance is all about understanding money in the industry, which includes budgeting, revenue streams, investments, and how to actually make your career financially stable, which isn't that what we all want? This specific course has made me realize something, and maybe it's something that I've already begun to realize over the past year or so, is that talent alone is never enough in any industry, quite honestly. You need to understand how money flows through your career if you want longevity, and you need to know the business, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. All right, moving on to the third course of the semester. This is the course where things get really interesting. It's all about thinking like an entrepreneur as a creative person, and you guessed it, my favorite course of the semester, we're talking about Creative Entrepreneurship Fundamentals. In this specific class, we're learning how to develop ideas, test them, and turn them into real-world projects out in the industry. For example, my latest assignment had me interviewing a creative entrepreneur of my choosing and getting to learn about their entrepreneurial endeavors. Overall, the goal of the assignment was to understand how they recognized a need for opportunity and how they built something in that response. Hands down, my favorite assignment of the semester. I know we're only 2-3 weeks in, but let me tell you something. I had the opportunity to interview my former 6th grade teacher, who has now moved on to his own incredible business. And man, was I inspired, and how much fun did I have catching up after nearly 17 years of no communication. So this is just what I'm talking about, real hands-on experience, getting out there, talking adult to adult. When the last time I talked to this person, I was only 12. I don't think it gets much cooler than that. Another cool thing was catching up with this former teacher who greatly inspired me at the time, and learning what he's doing now and how our paths do kind of cross, even though we are in entirely different industries. So it's really cool to see how an entrepreneur mind is all the same at the end of the day. We're all looking to find our passion and move that forward and help others in the world. And last but not least, we have our music production analysis. This one is exactly what it sounds like. We're getting to listen to songs on a deeper level. Through each listening, we're breaking down arrangements, mixing, production techniques, and why certain songs feel the way they do. This course is basically training your ears in a completely different way, which is huge whether you're producing, performing, or even just interpreting music. And I'm loving every minute of it. Last week, I got to spend the entire lesson listening to the Beatles' Say No More. The assignments are equally as fascinating. So far, I've had to use test subjects and give them certain examples of music to listen to. And while they're listening, I'm observing their kinesthetic and emotional response, which is really cool, really fun, and adds a little bit of that science element to it, which I love. And so those are the 4 classes I am taking this semester. It's really cool how each of these classes do kind of interlock with each other, creating this big puzzle. So music production helps me understand the art. The music business finance is, of course, helping me understand the money and the flow of that in an industry or business. The entrepreneurship is helping me build something, and the business trends is helping me understand the industry and exactly what's going on behind the scenes. So if you're a musician thinking about going back to school or even just trying to figure things out, I hope this gave you some insight as to what Berklee Online is actually like. The best thing about Berklee Online is that you're still working with the same teachers that are in school. And a lot of this faculty has worked with major artists, produced records, and even contributed to Grammy award-winning projects. So you're working with the professionals in the highest level of this industry, which I think is incredible. I've already obviously worked with many of these people, and it has been such a great experience. And not only are you still learning from world-class musicians, artists, producers, and entrepreneurs, but you do save a ton of money by enrolling online at Berklee. As of right now, online Berklee is significantly cheaper, costing roughly 1/3 of the in-person on-campus program. And that's not even including all of the expenses that it costs to live in Boston. I get to do Berklee Online right here from the comfort of my home, and I get to still play my piano every single day. By next year, I will have my degree at age 30, so I'm here to say it is not too late. If you want something in life, you gotta just go for it. Thank you so much for watching today. If you would like to see more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to see more up-close content on my life day to day, please feel free to follow me at Deb Headley Piano on Instagram. Look forward to the next one, and until then,